There you go.
Excellent. Without any further ado, I'll let Chris. Do you want to take it from here?
Sure. Yeah, I'll start off here. I'm going to share my screen with everyone. That way we can jump right into it. So, okay. Well, good. Jeff, thanks again for putting this together. Guys, thanks for your time. Today, I'll be introducing you guys to a company by the name of Amatrol. They're a U.S. company based out of Jeffersonville, Indiana. And they have developed a wide range of curriculum and training hardware developed for advanced manufacturing, industrial maintenance, logistics, distribution, that kind of area. This is a fully cloud-based system. It's a library of content covering a lot of different material, but it's all cloud-based. They are changing right now from Flash over to WebGL. With Flash no longer being supported by the end of the year, they are fully aware of that, and it'll be all through WebGL. I think they've got about 95% of it already converted over. There's over 400 courses, over 4,000 hours of content here, so it can be a bit overwhelming for people that are new to the library here. It's fully customizable, so the content, for example, basic AC/DC content, if there's certain modules in there that you just don't think are relevant, or maybe your students are already aware of it, you can just totally customize the course however you want. It is SCORM compliant, which means that it can be imported. This material can be imported into any, well, I think 99% of them, anything that's SCORM compliant as far as your learning management software. I know a lot of the colleges seem to use Canvas, or maybe all of them in California use Canvas. It's very simple to just import these modules into it by going to the Amatrol SCORM, and you can just upload it. I can get you a video on how to do that, or we can, for those of you who are interested to see how easy that is, we can schedule another webinar for that. We have a number of different courses right now being developed for Spanish. So if you have any Spanish speakers, there's quite a bit of content available for them as well. But we've got, let's see, 4 different libraries here. We've got our virtual trainer library. We've got our main library, which includes all the content. We have a NIMS CNC machine operator library. And then we've got the NIMS industrial maintenance, industrial technology maintenance duty areas, which are kind of new, and they teach to each one of those certifications. For this demo, I will show you guys the entire main library. As you can see here, there's a lot of different folders within. So you've got Industry 4.0, you've got automation, that would include like robotics or smart factory type technology, smart sensors, barcode, HMI, smart factory Ethernet, vision systems, Profinet, a lot of different material in here, smart sensors again, a lot of material in here that can dig really deep and very specific into a lot of the different smart technology now being incorporated into a lot of the different manufacturing lines. So I will continue through here. We get into.
Are you going to open up one of these, kind of show us how it looks and works?
Yeah, I'll go back to that. If you don't mind, I'll just start kind of by showing you the library of what content we have, and then I'll let you guys pick whatever whatever area you want me to dig into.
Thank you.
So here's electronics. We've got both AC motor drives and DCs. We got PLCs, both Allen Bradley and Siemens. Got a lot of different troubleshooting type content in there for schools that are teaching troubleshooting, electrical, basic AC/DC, motor control, motor braking, PLC, VFD wiring systems. Again, a lot of different material in the electrical. We got fluid power, hydraulics, pneumatics, anything from very basic introducing students to hydraulics or pneumatics all the way up to, again, very in-depth troubleshooting type levels. Green technology, wind, solar, alternative energies. You got it. We've got a lot of content there. Lean manufacturing. This is nice. The 5S or the 6 Sigma. A lot of content, that are geared towards lean manufacturing. Basic all the way to, again, 6 Sigma advanced. Machining. Anything from manual machining up to CNC machining. Let's see, manufacturing processes, welding, computer-aided design, fasteners, gaskets, blueprint reading, materials, plastic injection molding, composites, ceramics, mechanical, rigging to basic hand tools, to mechanical drives, laser shaft alignment, pumps, conveyors, process control, level measurement, pressure flow, temperature, quality assurance, a lot of different measuring. And all these areas have different virtual trainers, which I know seem to be pretty popular at this time. So we can jump into that as well. But just real quickly, finishing up here, safety. This was written around the OSHA 10 safety guidelines. So a lot of content, again, that can be customizable, so you can pick and choose what you want. If you have a student that's maybe going through content faster than others, you can throw them in some additional safety. That's a nice way to keep them busy. Thermal. This is an area that Amatrol is really focusing on right now. They've got 6 new trainers that are supposed to be released in the next 6 months. They're focusing on this. And then the last one I'll show you is workplace effectiveness. This is one, again, to where you could have some extra content to throw into your students there for communication skills, conflict resolution, and working in groups. So I will knock these back down, and then we can go up and we can go through one of the modules. Does anyone have an area that they maybe want to see right off the bat?
Don't be shy, everybody.
Well, why don't we just start with basic electrical, and then if somebody comes up with something else, then we can jump
I'd like
into
to
that.
see the machining ones.
Okay,
Chris, would you mind starting with machining? Thank you.
we'll jump into machining here.
Yeah, I saw one somewhere with Haas on it, so that's something I'd be most interested in. Right
Okay.
there, like this NIMS, yeah.
So is there a specific area you want to check out in the library here?
2 milling.
Okay.
I have a new class coming next year that this is what I'm looking into, so this is looking promising.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So we will launch this. There's a lot of different settings in here. So you can set pre-quizzes. You can obviously have post-quizzes. This is fully set up to where each student would have their own login, username and password. So it's tracking every, just about everything that you would want to know from the student. How long they've launched the module, how they've done on their pre-quiz, their post-quiz, and that kind of thing. So we will just start this.
The obvious question, this is all compatible with Chromebook, correct?
That's correct. Yep. So on the left here, you'll see the table of contents, and this will show you exactly what the student would be going through from the very beginning. And I can send you over curriculum outlines to anyone that wants to go through it and really see. But we will jump into it here, and we will start with the first slide.
Describe the milling process.
So this is narrated. You have the option to turn it off or keep it going depending on the student's learning style.
Milling is the process of cutting away material from a workpiece by moving the workpiece past a rotating cutter. A milling machine removes material from the workpiece in all 3 dimensions by moving the cutter in and out of the workpiece. It moves its spindle up and down and moves the table mounted with the workpiece in 2 dimensions, in and out and side to side. This capability enables the milling process to be used to create many different types of part features.
Chris, are a lot of these modules currently being translated into Spanish? Is that what you were saying earlier?
Yeah, we could go back to the Spanish library and take a look at it. I believe that there is machining in there. So I turned off the narration. You'll find that these blue highlighted words, it'll give a description of that, or definition I meant. Now this was designed to be interactive, so every few slides there's going to be something in here to where the students are going to need to, click on something or drag and drop or do a simulator to really show that they're understanding this. And another thing that Amatrol is built into where they actually have a timer on each slide, and if they find that the student's going through the slide faster than the parameters that they set, it'll throw in automatically a check your understanding quiz and not let them continue unless they are able to pass that. And you can set that at 100% or 80%, whatever you'd like to do there. So if I were to try to continue here, it's going to tell me that I've not explored all the options. You can either return and see the rest.
Can the instructor override the program and have the quizzes or the questions for understanding implanted regardless of whether they're going too fast?
Yep. You can either turn them off or you can keep them in there, and it'll just every few slides it'll throw it in there. It says we have now completed. And I will move on here.
So they go through these slides. Is there at the end like a hands-on activity they're supposed to do, or would this supplement a hands-on activity I already have planned?
Yeah, good question. So let's see, we will go to the first skill here, and you'll find that there's activities throughout the content that they're going to be doing. It might be something similar to this, or we could go down and I'll show you another skill. And it could look maybe something a little bit more like, let's see.
So what does the end of this look like? So these all like little quizzes along the way, I get it. So when they finish, what does they would just go through each one of these modules and it's all this hands-on interactive stuff on the computer, correct?
Yep, and it's fully documented. So when they complete the module, it'll give them a certificate that showed that they completed, the first module of the Amatrol content.
Right, and then, so is this like a subscription per student, per site, per teacher? I assume this is paid for. This is not free, which it's very good, so I expect that. But
yeah,
what's the financial end of this from a
good question.
economic perspective?
Yep, good question. There's a number of different ways to do this. Depending on how many students you have, it might make more sense to just purchase the unlimited site license. And that way you could have unlimited instructors and students on it. But we also have the option to break it down into a 2-month, 4-month, 6-month, or 12-month license that the student would purchase maybe through the bookstore. I know a lot of our colleges have the students buy this instead of maybe a textbook.
Yeah, I teach high school, so I'm looking at, I have 2 different manufacturing classes, and one is, I have roughly 60 students a year. It's a higher level class, and then I'm starting a new one that'll have about 15 students a year that is much more like an operator class.
Sure.
The first gut call is to go over to the new class where there's only gonna be 15 students. So, but as a high school, I have to buy them for all 15 students.
Yeah.
So it's really looking at the economic, I guess it's looking at getting a quote on what the difference is, because if I just did it for everybody, it may be cheaper.
Yeah, I can tell you, I know for the high school, it's much more discounted because of the user base. I think it's $4,000 for the year, and you get unlimited access to this whole library.
Okay.
Just
And do you know how much it would be for a high school student on a single use, if I had 15 students only?
I think it's, I don't want to throw it out. I think it's $190 for 6 months. And I want to say it's $320 for 12 months.
But 6 months would cover most of the school year. So, you could get through all this in the 6 months, because at the end you could be doing, because it's going to be hands-on class. So I would use this to subsidize that actual hands-on.
Yeah.
So, and then this will spit back theoretical grades, things that I could then grade for a grade on all these assignments back to me, or just to the student?
To you and the student, actually. They can go to their report card and see how they're doing and how they've done on tests. And then you have the option as an instructor if you want to reset their quiz or their test. But you, the instructor, would set it up to where each one of your classes, you would have specific grading for each student on that.
I don't mean to be hogging it, but
Is
is there a way to get like a temporary, it's like for me, I'm working closely with my local industry, because I'm trying to develop a program that's like a pre-apprentice program where the kids learn at the high school and then go to industry for an internship. So I'd really want to bring this to them and have them look it over and say, is this the proper, would this work for them? So is there a way that I could demo this to them, or I could have somebody demo this to them? So,
I would be more than happy to. I can get you set up with a demo. I can send you curriculum outlines. Typically when I think
the curriculum outlines is probably a great place to start. So
okay.
I'm definitely interested in, I'm definitely interested in getting this. I'm not really sure. This is where it's like, there were so many different options. I jumped on the Haas because I have Haas machines, but not all my industry partners run Haas machines. So maybe one that's more generic. I don't know. So
Chris, can you put your contact information in the chat?
I can do that.
Okay. And then Chris, another question popped up on the chat. If I was in a district with 3 or 4 schools and they all had the same program, could we buy one license that all the schools could access, or is it has to be by site?
It's something that we could definitely bring up to Amatron and see what they're willing to do. But if I know we just did a similar deal in Clark County, Nevada, but I think they had 11 high schools set up. But yes, it's something that if we have multiple sites interested, we can definitely come up with something that that works.
Flexibility is good. And so, Chris, Scott just put his contact information in the chat if you want to grab it.
Great. Okay. Yeah, Scott, I'll send you the curriculum outlines. Then I'll just set you up as an instructor to demo the content if you want to do that.
Yeah, my only reservation would be at this point, school starts for me tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So I'm going to be really swamped with other stuff for a while. So if there's a time limit on it, maybe we can set up, this isn't until 2021 or 21, 22. So I have quite a bit of time to make this call. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know how long. Some of them, it's only for 30 days. 30 days may run out in the time I have before I can put my brain into this with, with everything else that's going on. So,
Sure.
but get it over to me because maybe I will go faster so I can use it in my other class this year. So,
Well, and if it runs out, just shoot me a note. I can get you set right back up. So
all right,
no problem.
perfect.
Hey, Chris, I have a question. So I know we met last week about the demo and stuff like that, and then I had mentioned about the issue with Adobe. Is the actual subscription version any different than what you sent me? Because right now, when I try to do the demo version in the Chromebook, it tells me that it won't let me into any of the modules.
Oh, okay. I know we have many schools using them on Chromebooks. So maybe we can get on a call afterwards. I'm available after this call if you are, and I can try to see what's going on. I know that I think that the demo site that I sent you up with doesn't give you full access to the entire module. Since it's a demo, they don't want to just give you access to everything. But as far as the being able to launch on your Chromebook, that's news to me. I've not heard anyone tell me that they have had problems with that.
Okay.
I see a chat here. It looks like Colin, you'd like to demo this. If you guys could let me know what specifically you guys would like to demo. I think it sounds like a lot of you guys are interested in the machining portion of it, and if that's the case, I can do it. But if you also wanted to see any of do we have anyone on here teaching electrical or mechanical fluid power type stuff?
John Zay from Sac City does those.
Oh, great.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, John.
Hi.
John, did you want to go through that? I know we spoke, was it last week?
Yeah, I think it was last week. Yeah, I kind of like to see what you have on steam. And I like to see what you have on hydraulics. And
Okay.
the question I had for you, Chris, and Nick, when you were talking to Scott, you came up with a price of $4,000 for unlimited annual.
That would be for the high school. And what they do is they restrict, I think it's 80 students for the high school. Now for the community college, with what you guys purchased, John, is much more than that. And that's because they expect the enrollment to be a lot greater and have more sites using it.
But what if your enrollment is not that high?
Then I think they would have to be broken down into the individual licenses. If you tell me how many students you plan to have in the class, then we can sit down and go through the pricing to see what makes more sense. Maybe I think the breaking point's about 80 students, and if you don't have 80 students using it at one time, then it wouldn't make sense to purchase the site license.
You mean the $4,000 site license?
Yeah, the 4,000 is for the high school, so that your college would not be able to purchase that.
Okay, all right. So colleges are restricted.
Yeah, colleges are. It's a whole different. We've got secondary and post-secondary pricing, and it's totally different.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, we'll talk more down the road. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if I get an idea of as to how many students and what length of time you want them to have the access to, it could be anywhere. I think the lowest license is roughly $60, and that's for a 2-month. And then it goes up to, I believe it's $350 for the 12-month full access.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So Chris, when we're done, I'd like to have you go through the chat on your own. You can see that a lot of people have put their information, have their interest in what areas too. It might help you, and you guys can all connect after the fact.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, I will take notes on all those, and I'll send you guys individual emails, and we can communicate that way.
Perfect.
Somebody asked about CNC for Spanish speakers. And yes, it looks like we do have, maybe not all the material, but it does look like we do have a portion of more introduction, it looks like, to CNC. I can't even read that, embarrassingly, but
They're working on completing the entire library in Spanish, translating it to Spanish as far as you know.
yes, I know that they just won a big job in Mexico, and I know that they are currently going through the library and having it translated. I don't know how quick that's going to be, and I can get some more details on that. Or if you had specific courses that you wanted the answer to, I could look into that for you.
No, just curious. Just curious.
Okay. All right, so now let's go. John, you said you wanted to see STEAM, I think was one of them. So let's see. So this would be, just to give you an idea of what would be covered.
Chris, is there an easy place we can go and actually see all the breakouts of all the different sections, or is that just much to ask?
Yeah, let me see. I'll put that into the chat here too. And this won't give all of it to you. So if there's anything, oops, let's see. F1. So if you want to see additional information, just shoot me a quick note and I can get that back to you right away. But this will give you the outlines as far as what you see here.
Can you just can you click on let's say boiler components?
Yep.
So do you have a video that goes with that?
So this would, I believe, let's see. So this one right here, I believe, is set up as an ebook. This is an older trainer of ours. And it's actually a good trainer. We've got a few different people using it in this area here. But yeah, this is what they call their ebook. And I think this is one of the last trainers that they haven't converted over.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Oops, sorry, I don't know what's going on here. I think my mouse is,
Yeah, it's the heat,
there you go.
Chris.
Okay. So I can get you set up, John, with access to this, and we can go through that.
Okay.
Together.
Okay. All right.
And then I think you said you wanted to see what we have for hydraulics. So let me go to.
Yeah, I think that's because we're starting our new maintenance mechanic
Okay.
program, so that dials right into it. There we go.
So that would be what we have for basic. And then we've got intermediate hydraulics. And then we have advanced hydraulics. And then we've got hydraulic troubleshooting.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of material here. And I'll just show you real quickly how to build a custom course. So I just clicked build a custom course here. You go to the amateur library. Just say we wanted to do a basic hydraulics class. We can, select which ones that we want. And let's just say we wanted, even some safety in there. We can, fully create your own, course that way just by.
So if I may, Chris, ask you this question. So if you develop your own course material and you just select certain components and you're not and then you contract with Amatrol just for those subject matters, would that reduce the cost of the license?
Yeah, so we can break it down into courses, and if you tell me exactly what you're looking for, what would probably be best, I can send you guys all over a e-learning secondary and post-secondary price list,
Sure.
and then that way you guys can see maybe what would make most sense for your guys' class and how long you'll have the students and how much content you'd be looking to use. If you're just looking at the NIMS library, that's substantially less than the entire advanced manufacturing library.
Right.
Hey, Chris,
That might be real doable. Because I don't think none of us want to purchase something we're not going to use.
Yeah.
Speaking of the library, Chris, Alicia and I both tried the link that you put in the chat, and both of us, it didn't work for either of us. So you just revisit that link and when you have a moment,
Yes.
repost it. So what other questions do you folks have for Chris and Amatrol?
Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, wait, courses. Let's see. That's right. Okay, so I must have, yeah, I'm sorry. Here, I'll redo it right here. / courses.php. And then this is what that link will give you.
And can you expand when you get to this link? Oh yeah, you can. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to dig into specifics because we've had some other people that shouldn't be seeing this trying to rip us off on it. But if you want that access, send me a note, and I'd be more than happy to do that.
And sometimes admin wants to see this.
Okay. Jason, it looks like you said, Chris, when I try to open my demo, it says content requires Adobe Flash Player or later. Do you know how to fix this? It should be able, there should be another option on there that says use WebGL. Do you see that, Jason?
On mine, when it gets to that page, it doesn't have anything that says WebGL.
Okay, I'll have to talk to my tech on that. I know, like, let's see, when I launch it, let's just, I thought when I launched it, so let's see here.
Yeah, and it's strange is because, like I sent you the email before where when you sent me over, I think it was about 20 of them, about 4 of them opened up like this window like we see here. But then the other ones, when I tried to open them up, that's when it said I needed to do the update on the Adobe Flash Player. So it was working on some of them, on 4 of them, but the other 15 I couldn't get to open up.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm not sure what to say at this point. Let's get on a call with one of my techs here, and I'm sure that they'll be able to walk you through. I know Amatrol is in the process of converting it, and maybe just by chance the courses that I sent you have not yet been finalized, but I know by the end of this year, every course will be converted over to WebGL. But that's strange if only 4 of them out of the 20 had opened up for you. So let's look into it.
Okay.
Did anyone have any other questions, or were we gonna look at the? I think you wanted to see hydraulics. I showed you that. Do you want to open up one of the simulators for hydraulics, or?
Yeah, that would be great, Chris. I'd appreciate that.
Okay. Here's let's see, which one did I have open here? Here's one of the pneumatic simulators. And so the student would actually be, let's see, let's just remove a few of these here. So this is a simulator to where you can basically just bring in whatever you want and be able to create your own pneumatic circuit. Let's see. And you can, you know, bring in hoses here. And I'm not trying to act like I know what I'm doing because I'm not a hydraulics or pneumatics expert by any means. But this comes with a step-by-step instruction that would, you know, that would walk the student through. Like, for example, this one is connect and operate a single acting pneumatic cylinder using a manually operated DCV. So through these instructions and showing them, you would have something that would come up to simulate what you see in this. And then there, it's fully operational to where they can, you know, take certain, you know, pressure readings and go through the curriculum and fill out the actual worksheet that comes with this simulator. So let me go back here.
So on that, the hydraulic circuit you created, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if you look at the cross, there's 3 open holes. So I was just curious, if you actually operated that, would it show oil coming out of those 3 holes?
You know, I don't know what it would do actually. Let's see.
Yeah. Or in this case, yeah. This case, it may be air. Maybe.
Yeah, this, you're right. This one is, let's go over to the hydraulics one and we can test it here. Hydraulics. Let's do basic hydraulic circuits.
Because it was kind of like sometimes when things don't go quite right, it's like it's kind of cool to see what happens, right? Like, oh man, it just burned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know in our electrical, like when they're teaching the students how to use a multimeter for the first time, if they don't wire it up correctly, the smoke comes out, or if
Exactly, right.
If they have a bulb that they put in and they put too much voltage toward, you know, to it, it'll blow up. So I know there are certain things built in to give that visual experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. Let's do connect and operate the needle valve. And John, I'm going to need your help on this. So
Connect
we'll
and
walk through it
operate
together.
the needle valve to control the speed. Please select Simulator or Hardware to perform this procedure. Once you have completed one, you may go through the other.
So obviously this is what our simulator would look like. And then this is what the, you know, the hands-on hardware piece would look like if you were to move forward with purchasing the amateur equipment to go with it. All right, so set up a circuit as shown in graphics 1 and 2. So that is what our goal is, to have it look like. In this circuit, the needle valve restricts the flow to the DCV and on to the cylinder by clicking any blue colored area of the power unit to magnify the unit on the workspace. Okay, let's see. Perform the checkout procedures for the power unit. Turn on the power unit. Okay. So I think it's asking us to
Build a circuit.
yeah, let's see. Is it having us do that now? So let's see, here's what it wants us to build. So we need a needle valve, the DCV, and a small bore cylinder. So needle valve, DCV, and All right, what was the last one there? Do you guys remember? Let's see. Small bore.
Small bore. Yeah.
Okay. And then we will wire this up.
So can you not disconnect that line to T?
The last one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see, remove hoses.
Okay. All right, turn it on, see what happens.
All right.
You got to turn the pump on, I
Where
think.
do you see that?
I just said, I just saw some places that says turn on the power to the unit. It's instruction form. There you go. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, okay, go ahead and open. Okay, now go to the knob below the pressure gauge and turn that. See what happens. So it's building up pressure, but it's not squirting out fluid. Okay.
Yeah, let's see if we add.
You want to close the yellow valve? Oh, well, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, cool.
And then let's see, if we add this hose here, then I think it's showing that it's supposed to get pressure, right?
Yeah. Stop pressure, open the valve, and you can adjust your pressure there.
Now can you remove the hose?
So open that needle valve, yeah. Okay, cool. Now stroke the cylinder with the lever right there to your right. There you go. Okay, now can you disconnect the hose?
It's not allowing me to, without having the unit turned off. I think for
Okay,
safety, it's not allowing me to
okay. So
remove the hose.
yeah, disconnect that hose that you disconnected before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you want to turn the power back on?
Okay, let's turn that back on.
Okay.
Give it to you.
So it's not operating it, I guess.
Right.
It doesn't show, any hydraulic fluid.
That would be cool if it shot out the fluid.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool, like a little fountain.
And then the actuator would retract and roll it up.
Sure, yeah.
So Chris, this has been very informative. Do you have anything else you want to share with us? We got a couple more things we want to do before we get done here.
I don't think so. I think this was just kind of a snapshot of what we have. If you guys wanted to get into something more specific, I can have one of our SME subject matter experts on the phone and be able to walk you guys through in a little bit more detail on it. But I think for now, that's what an example of what we have available. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know and would love to work with you guys. So I will start writing down these contacts, and Jeff, I will throw it back to you.
Thank you. Gosh, that was awesome.
I just want to make sure we got everybody's questions answered. Everyone feels good about what they saw. Okay.
I think it was
Well,
great.
Chris, I appreciate it. Yeah, that was awesome.
Great. Well, thanks.
And there's quite a bit of follow-up. We will collect the information from the chat, just in case you didn't catch it, and we'll send that over to you after the call.
Okay. Should I write them down, or is
It's so I've already taken some notes.
Okay.
You can if you want, but we will have a chat log that
Okay.
we can send you. So
All right. Well, I'll look forward to that, and then I'll get everyone who's interested set up tomorrow with access, and then I'll provide my cell number, and feel free to give me a call anytime.
excellent. Thank you.
Chris.
All right, guys. Thanks for your time. I'll talk to you later.
Jeff, is there anything you want to bring up to the group real fast?
I feel like there was, but I can't remember what it is. I think at this point, I think we're
I've
pretty
got a
good.
couple.
Is there anything anybody wants to talk about?
I got a couple quick things. I just posted in the chat. Mark Martin, who is Jeff's counterpart over in the Bay Area, has been working on this remote desktop functionality, and he's found that there was a presentation last week from Splashtop. So I don't know if any of you are looking for having your students be able to have remote access to the school computers, but I put the link in there. And it's basically, the presentation was geared towards your IT people, and those are going to be the gatekeepers that are probably going to make the decision. So that's the first thing in the chat there. And then secondly, hopefully most of you received the invitation that I sent out last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday, about Manufacturing Day on the Friday, the 2nd of October. And what SVMI and Jeff and a few other of us are trying to put together are some different manufacturing related occupations, Zoom presentations, 45-minute presentations that your students can participate in, and you as well. And I'm just looking for more people to respond back. So far, we've had 7 teachers respond back. They have an interest, and they've given me an idea of what occupations they like to participate in or have their students see. And the rest of you are welcome to do the same. And we're having a meeting later this week, our planning meeting. We're trying to craft this so we get the right people to give the presentations. So we're trying to do this to you. So if you have an interest in your classes and anything related to manufacturing, we're trying to help you out by giving some of these industry presentations about what these careers will look like, maybe some video of what they're doing in their seats. These are all virtual, of course. Career pathways, etc. So, any other questions or thoughts?
Oh, maybe we can give people back some time.
Well, we appreciate you getting on. We'll send out something in a week or two, and see whether we will have another one of these shop talks here soon.
So I just like to support Jeff, or not support Jeff, but well, I want to do that too. But I would like to thank Jeff for helping me reach out to industry. So I've been getting a lot of phone calls. So Jeff, if you could thank Dean Peckman for me, that would be great.
Absolutely. I will pass that along.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Pleasure to help.
So if we have nothing else to talk about, what do you say we go back to what we were?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Thank you, everybody.
It's
Good.
10 minutes to beer 30 for some of us.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.
All right.
I thought you already stopped the recording.